live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey, hey.
Right.
So we had this idea. We were sitting at, I can't think of the name of the
La
breakfast
Petite
spot, La
Marche.
Petite,
Yes.
and we had this idea to talk about our greatest athletes of all time. We started off with who is the greatest athlete
Yes.
of all time, and neither one of us could just think
No,
of one. So
I'm never gonna be able to say there is somebody who just transcends all sports to become the best athlete of all time. I can't do that myself personally.
I couldn't either. I mean, I would have just thrown somebody out there, but I still would have felt. I still would have felt like I was leaving somebody out, or you know. So
Yeah.
so we decided to do three.
Three.
Now, were you able to keep the three?
Of course not, but that's okay. I'm still only gonna talk about three. Yeah. Well, I might honorably mention the other one, but yeah, I want to keep it to the three.
Okay. So how you want to do this? You want to go? You want to bounce it back and forth, or
We can.
definitely ladies first? But
Oh, okay. Sure, we can.
okay. So you give your one and I'll get mine.
Okay.
All right.
So first of all, disclaimer that for me, when we initially talked about this, I said, hey, what are the parameters? And there were no parameters put on this, but I had to put some on myself.
Okay.
And so for me, I decided it was based on who dominated at their sport. Like, since we can't say somebody's just dominant across the board, but who dominated so strongly in their sport that, you know, there's no doubt about who that person is or whatever. And so my first person is Serena Williams.
Okay.
I don't really know if I need to give any argument behind this, but
No, I don't think
I'll
you
give
need
some numbers. She has been ranked number 1 8 times between 2002 and 2017. And she has the second most singles titles, which is 23 in Grand Slam tournament history.
Wow.
That is phenomenal. That's dominance.
Yeah.
It's dominance. I mean, even for me, just her game is dominant. When she's on her game,
Oh yeah.
she is dominant. It's almost unfair to other women to have to play against her.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think one of the things that hit me, and we didn't know this until afterwards, but she was playing in, I want to say it may have been the French Open while she was pregnant. And she didn't win the French Open, but she made it pretty deep into
pregnant.
While she was pregnant.
Pregnant.
And so she didn't give any reason like you know, I just didn't play my best and this that, and the third. But when we found out she was pregnant, we was like, what?
What? Right.
And she made us like the semifinals. I was like, yeah,
right. Because I just think of the women that I know who've been pregnant. I've never been pregnant personally, but all the women that I know have been pregnant, even in the early stages, always tired. You know, I mean, a baby takes a lot out of you from you know. So yeah, she just hands down, she's one of my top 3 greatest athletes of all time.
Okay. You know what? And just to add some more to it, because we were talking to Cord last week, and Cord, well, that was the week before last, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Time, I don't know.
See, that's why I don't get into the no, whatever. Yeah.
But when he laid that nugget on us that she actually owns a piece of the Miami Dolphins.
Her
I
and her
had no
sister.
idea.
Like now that right there is amazing to me. Like that gave me a little piece of joy.
Yeah.
Like, because we were just talking about like minority ownership
in
the NFL. It's just so to know that, like good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna stick with the black girl magic.
Okay.
My first one is Wilma Rudolph. So
you can't argue with
yeah.
that.
So in her time, she was one of the, and to kind of go off your criteria, she was one of the most dominant track and field athletes. Her specialties were the 100 dash, the 200, and she competed with a team who ran the 4x1. And so in the 56 Olympics, she won a bronze medal in the 200 and her team in the 4x1. And she won 3 gold medals in the 100 and the 200 meter relay. In the 1960 Olympics, she was the first not even African American. She was the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in the games, and she was called the fastest woman in the world during that time. And so, no woman was dominating sport back then like that. Right. Let alone a black woman. So that was the reason why I chose.
Okay. Good choice. Yeah. I mean, hey, you can't argue that she was dominated, and I'm sure it wasn't making people happy back in the day.
Nah. And let me give you a little bit of backstory about my choice of her. Well, obviously, both of us picked Serena Williams. Yeah. So when I was like, let me choose somebody else, I had thought back to, I taught a class at Georgia State, Intro to Kinesiology, and I would always show my students this Woman in Sports video for one of the assignments that I gave them. And Wilma Rudolph, when they got to her and they just talked about her and how decorated she was, her stretch of the video was a little longer than everybody else's. So she was the first person that popped in my mind.
Okay.
So
I mean, yeah. And to do, for me, it's the era in which she did it.
Right.
Like the bravery, the courage, everything to be able to go out there and compete. I'm sure hearing horrible things, having people treat you horribly, all of that can clearly wear on your ability to go out and do your best. But she didn't allow that to happen, and she still dominated. So that says a lot to me about her as a person and just what she was able to accomplish. So, good choice.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. All right, let's see. Who you got next?
Okay, so I'm going to kind of skip around because just to stay in the same vein that you just were in, somebody who also, I feel like, dominated in track and field. Usain Bolt. I mean, what is there to say? Literally, this man is like a cheetah. Fastest man on earth. Yeah. Clearly he holds the world records in the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and funny, the same things, the 4x100. Right. He holds the records for those. And even though he retired now, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, so everyone's waiting for the new crop of sprinters to come up after him. But I don't know if you remember this, but like maybe a year ago when he first talked about retiring, he decided to go and try his hand at soccer.
Oh. Look, I'm sorry.
You can't do that. That was your pick.
Sorry. Everything. No. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, as you can see, he's not playing soccer.
He's not playing soccer either. Look. Yeah. No, that doesn't. Those two things don't equate to each other. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, you're fast, but that doesn't mean anyway. But anyway, nonetheless, the fella is he definitely has dominated, even in being that he's been retired for 2 years now. Yeah. I'm sorry if you said who's the fastest or the best runner. I bet you that's the name that people are gonna come up with. They're gonna say Usain Bolt. So he's dominated to me in that respect.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
So my second person, Elder Tiger Woods, and I had to go with Tiger Woods. You know, controversy aside.
I was gonna say, you know what? Okay.
Controversy aside, Tiger Woods has probably done more for the game of golf than any person ever.
It's like, well, we've had that conversation and you said it wasn't true, but I still feel like Michael Jordan did so much for basketball. Yeah. It's the same thing. Like, yeah, definitely. You took, golf became a phenomenon, and people like really, I think, and specifically people of color. Yes. I think took that as an opportunity, you know what I mean, to really learn the sport because they wanted to be supportive of this young man, multiracial young man. Yeah, but I thought that was yeah. I thought about. I'ma just say it. I thought about including Tiger Woods, but all the other, I just from a female perspective, like I know it's about the sport, but I just can't get. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But okay, now I was about to dig into
your boy. I know it, but it ain't the same.
Yeah,
it ain't the. Come on now.
I'm gonna let it go.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just talk about Tiger.
Okay. Go ahead, talk about.
If I start digging into your GOAT.
Yeah, we're gonna have.
Right.
We're gonna get to nothing else today. So.
No, but I remember vividly like Tiger winning the 1997 Masters.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously people, and I keep using Jordan just because he's the barometer, honestly. But the way that people gravitated to basketball during my younger years because of Michael Jordan, I gravitated to golf because of Tiger Woods. Yeah. My school, and you know I went to school in the hood, but my school, they had this program with First Tee, and so we were able to get a golf team my senior year of high school, and I jumped at the chance as soon as I found out about it.
I can't see you playing golf. I'm sorry, but I know it's possible.
I wasn't all that good.
That's funny.
But no, just I like part of that impact was because of Tiger Woods, and one of the things I wanted to say because up until the point where he got into all that controversy, he was on pace to be the most decorated golfer of all time. And while people feel like it's a long shot now, he just won the 2019 Masters.
No, I don't think it's too far-fetched as long as he stays healthy.
He has 3 more majors in order to pass Jack Nicklaus.
I think it's going to. No, they don't want that to happen, but I think that will happen if he stays healthy.
I think so too.
I do. If he stays healthy, because the one thing about golf, unlike other sports, is he could be 50 and still play. Yeah. So he got a long way to go as long as he can stay healthy. So I feel like he'll do it.
Yeah,
I do. And just a side note to that, just us talking about how the influence of him being of color and playing a sport that was typically not seen as something that people of color would do. Just locally here in Atlanta, the Drew Charter golf team just won the state. First time for an APS school, first time for an all-black golf team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to them.
Yeah.
I had never heard that. Okay.
Yeah. They just, So they're headed in, it was either mid-June or mid-July, they're headed to the Nationals.
Okay. Oh, cool. Well, yeah, we got to send them some love.
Yeah. So, So it was really cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay.
What you got next?
All right. So next, a little off kilter from where we've been, but to me, this young man, when I think of the sport, his name is like synonymous with the sport, in my opinion. Okay. Michael Phelps.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to swimming, I don't know how many people understand how hard it is to swim on the competition, like not to just get in your pool or playing around. I mean competition, like the amount of prep they have to put into it, the training they have to put into it, the oh my gosh, the work that the workout that their bodies take. Listen, that's something I said. How they, I'm not stereotypical, but you know how they say about black women and their hair and going to swim. But that is one of those things that I really feel like when I was younger, had I not been buying into that stereotype for myself, that I would have attempted to be a swimmer.
Okay.
Because I mean, and even now, like I just have a problem with public pools. That's my problem now. That's just me and my personal, I'm a little OCD when it comes to certain things.
Wait, when you say public pools, do you mean like the outdoor pools?
I mean, anywhere that other people other than me gonna swim. So until I have my own pool in my own backyard, it's not happening. It's not happening. Sorry.
So you wouldn't go to like one of those exclusive like pools that like an indoor.
Is somebody
exclusive?
else in it?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God.
No. I'm sorry.
Lord mercy.
Yeah. No, sorry. But I would be probably swimming because it's such good exercise.
It is, yeah.
And so for him to have been that person that just pretty much dominated, like they said, he's the most decorated Olympian of all time. 28 medals.
Yeah.
And the only one in history to get 8 gold medals in one Olympic. I'm like, you can't dominate more than that.
Nah.
You just can't. And I know there was the little thing with him and the you know, he had the little
he smoked a little weed.
He
smoked a little
weed.
weed.
Just smoking a little weed. But I'm just saying, you know, they look for anything to tarnish somebody's, you know. And so, but he's, phenomenal. I love watching.
Oh, yeah.
I love watching the dominance in the pool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And as you know, he's from Baltimore.
Oh, God. Lord, do you, like, have some sort of, like, how do you know that all of these, I don't know everybody that's from Atlanta. That's probably.
No?
No, I don't. It's probably some people.
Even I know everybody that's from Atlanta.
I don't.
When people start talking about, like, oh, yeah, they're from Atlanta.
I don't.
I do the same thing I do with D.C. and Maryland and Virginia.
Nope. I have no clue. How do you, is it some sort of, like, how do you know? What do? You keep up with something?
Yeah, like I go and I Google and, like, oh, that's where they from? Okay.
Okay. Wow. No, sorry. I love Atlanta, but I don't love it like that, I guess.
Yes, you
I guess I don't.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You know all the important people from Atlanta.
Yeah, I do. People I know, my family.
Oh my gosh, no, you know Andre 3000 from Atlanta.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, of course, but Big Boy isn't
from Savannah,
right?
But you knew that he wasn't from Atlanta. You know that he's from Savannah.
See, they're my peeps though, so I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I guess. But Michael Phelps, I would have been like, that wouldn't have been one I would have expected you to be like, oh, you know, he's from.
Oh, no, yeah, listen,
how would
anybody,
I know that? Okay.
No matter what color, no matter
if
they from D.C., Maryland, or Virginia, I'm on it.
Okay. They got it. All right. All right. So who was
my last one?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yes.
Was that your last one?
Other than my honorable mention.
Okay, yeah, we said we got honorable mention. So my last one is Jackie Roosevelt Robinson. So he was a no-brainer to me, obviously, with the whole him crossing the color barrier on April 15th, 1947.
Wow.
With the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Wow.
He entered the Hall of Fame in 1962.
Yeah.
But just any person of color that's played professional baseball, it started with Jackie Robinson.
Absolutely. He was the gateway. He was the trailblazer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For no other reason than that.
Right.
Like, I mean, you know, stats aside, like, real talk.
And it's funny, like, I'm usually picky, I'm usually picky about, like, the stuff I let Jackson watch. Oh, I try to be with some stuff. But we watched the movie 42 the other day, and you know how much he loved it. No, I did. But you know how much he loves Black Panther. So when he saw King T'Challa as Jackie Robinson,
how cute
he was
is
like,
that? Oh my God!
He was like, Daddy, can we watch T'Challa?
Oh.
He wanted to watch T'Challa play baseball. So.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my God, Jack, that's so
we
cute.
Turned it over. And he knows exactly who Jackie Robinson is.
Good.
And what he did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, but yeah, no.
Plus, he goes to the blackest school in Atlanta, so.
Is there such a thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I know that you talked about that they really push positivity and telling them about the history of their people. So I know that's what you mean, because clearly it can't be really the blackest school in Atlanta.
There's some black.
What I was gonna say was doggone 80% of Atlanta is black schools, probably.
Yeah. So. I don't know.
It's chocolate city around here.
I've been riding around some of these neighborhoods, and I'm starting to feel that gentrification. That
well. I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay.
All right, okay. So your honorable mention is
Bo Jackson.
Okay.
Gotta be. I mean, arguably, the greatest. If you were going to give somebody the title,
Mm-hmm.
simply because he was dominant and did excel in two professional sports.
Okay.
Never been done before. All-stars.
Oh, but
in
season
two
before
sports.
him.
Before him.
Okay. I was about to say, Deion Sanders?
Played two sports, but was he an all-star in two sports? No, sir.
I gotta look that up.
I don't believe
I want to say
Deion.
Deion went to an All-Star game in baseball.
I don't believe so.
He gave it up a little too soon though.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
hands down,
Yeah.
he dominated two sports.
This is
Two
true.
professional
Two
sports.
professional sports.
I mean, it's hard enough to get into one.
Yeah.
And then to
You
do
got paid in
two,
two.
and then you went and you did well in two. Not just, like a Michael Jordan or a Tim Tebow or, you know, you folks, let me just go,
Right. Yeah.
satisfy this tickle I had for that other thing. No, he literally went and he dominated in two sports. So I feel like, if nothing else, he needs an honorable mention. He's not somebody that, like, my criteria being that you dominated your sport.
Right.
But you did
dominated
well
too.
in two sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
In order to be all-stars in both, you had to be dominant.
exactly.
Now, why you had to throw that dart at Tim Tebow?
I love
Okay.
love
All right, okay.
love
All right.
wait. Listen, it's almost a crush for me with Tim Tebow. So no shade at all at Tim Tebow. Like he
Okay.
is like real
Okay, yeah,
talk.
I'm a Tim
I got a
Tebow
crush
fan.
on him for real. So
Yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Tim Tebow fan.
Yeah, I am. I
Look, when I'm sure Coach Mack is listening to this right now, and he's like just shaking his head because he can't stand Tim Tebow.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, I mean, and football wise, I know people, they analyze this poor man's throw to death. Like, it was disgusting. Like, okay, he doesn't throw the ball from up here. It's okay though. The ball was getting where it needed to go.
And he won games.
And for me, Tim Tebow is this person because he is very open, honest, and clear about his faith
Mm-hmm.
and loving the Lord, and man, and that right there has cost him a lot.
Yeah.
Just in that's cost him a lot.
Definitely.
But he ain't let it stop him. He ain't stopped doing what he does. So yeah. Anyway, that is not who we were talking about. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
You brought him up. I told you I got a crush on the man. So stop.
We go off on tangents all the time.
I know.
Right? All right, so guys, you're gonna be shocked about this one. My honorable mention is Michael Jordan, and I hate to admit it.
Yes, baby.
But
yes.
Michael Jordan took the NBA from a game in the United States to a game that was global. Like, he was, just by what his Jordan brand, what it did for the game of basketball, the sport honestly is forever in debt to him.
Forever. I don't care what you are when you came along.
While I don't feel like he's the greatest person to ever play basketball.
That is not what we ever have talked about. I don't think we had a conversation about the person as the individual. We talked about them as a athlete, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, he is the GOAT, so just go on and say it. It's okay. We'll forgive you for thinking LeBron was the GOAT all this time.
He's not the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
But his accomplishments in basketball and what it did for the NBA, he cannot be ignored. So that's why Michael Jordan, I reluctantly choose Michael Jordan as my honorable mention.
Well, what an honorable mention
All right,
it is.
Let's transition past
No.
I feel dirty for
Don't be mad.
I feel dirty for even mentioning
Don't
that.
be mad. It's okay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Okay, so you brought this
however
story.
many weeks you're gonna have fun with this one.
Oh, for sure. Y'all just don't understand. This is yes. Go ahead.
All right, next topic.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you. I'm not even gonna keep rubbing it in. I'm gonna just let you go on. I'm gonna let you have it. Right. Everybody here already knows what's going on, right? Right. Yeah.
Now put the cameras on me. 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 Put the cameras on me.